My parents taught me that where much is given, much is required. And I don't know why, but I've known since I was a little kid that I was here to make a huge difference. When I was 21 years old, my brother Scott and I started a business together in direct sales. And I remember setting the goal of saying I wanted to make $1 million by age 25. It seemed kind of astronomical, one of those big, hairy, audacious goals, but we made it happen. And by age 30, our business was doing over $20 million in annual revenue. I found myself in a position where I didn't really need anything financially, but I felt that feeling that I felt since I was a little kid, that I was supposed to be out there making an impact. I've always loved speaking, and I had a chance to speak all around the world as I built our business. At a convention one time, my wife pointed out that 26 people came up to me, she counted, and told me that I was the best speaker they had ever heard, and I thought, you know what, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm a lot younger than most sales and leadership speakers, but what I share from stage I learned in the trenches. I don't just want to inspire my audiences, I want to change them. I want to share things that they can go and apply in their lives so that they can be more influential leaders, so that they can be more successful salespeople. I think the world of sales and leadership has changed forever. It's no longer about simply selling, and leadership based on authority and position doesn't work. Today's world is all about trust and influence. I believe that people want to be inspired. They want to be encouraged. They need to be heard.
But did you see the shift that took place? Right? Her thought process changed. And for all of us to really succeed in the people business, we need to make that same shift. We need to go from inner directed to outer directed. From self-centered to others focused, from tight-fisted to generous, from nearsighted to farsighted. We need to move from being selfish to selfless. And think about it, that shift has to take place, because think about this. As a leader, you do not exist without followers, right? As an influencer, unless somebody's being influenced by you, you're not an influencer, and so it has to be about them. It can't be about you, because you don't exist without them anyway.
It's like being genuinely interested too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it has to be genuine. Just like you said, we can't go outside of our personality, but it's just making an effort, right? Most people don't make an effort, but if you'll make that little effort to invest in somebody every day, it makes a huge difference.
Now, be honest with me on this. How many of you have a fear or get nervous when you give a speech? Be honest, how many of you? Now, statistically, they say that people fear speaking more than they fear death. Think about that for a minute. You want to know why that is? It's because you're still alive after you give a really bad speech. That's why that is.
I want you to focus on being interested, not interesting. You see, being interesting is all about you, but being interested is all about the other person. It's about placing other people's interests first. And I made a promise to her. I said, I promise you, you will make more friends in the next 2 months than you would in the next 2 years if you focus on being interested. And in a business setting, I could make you the same promise. I can promise you, you will do more business. You will make better connections. You will have deeper connection with your people in the next 2 months than you would in the next 2 years if you will focus on being interested, not interesting.
Have you ever had a conversation with somebody where you did virtually all the talking? They asked you tons of questions. You probably left and went, that was a great conversation. I mean, that was so fun. I love that, right? We love to talk about ourselves. And so it's just that shift, right? Instead of making it about you, being interesting, wanting everybody to think you're cool, if you focus on being interested, people will love you for it.
I was talking to my wife about that this morning. I said, would you have ever imagined in your wildest dreams that I'd be able to do this? I mean, to speak to audiences like this. And my wife's pretty funny. She got a little smile on her face, and she said, Ty, in my wildest dreams, you don't even show up.
Not too long ago, I was on an airplane. I was sitting next to this lady. She was probably 80 years old, and she asked if I had a family, and I said, yeah, I do. I said, I'm married. I've been married for about 7 years, and we have 3 kids. And she just got this shocked look, and I said, yeah, we don't mess around, and she said, no, but I think you do.
In high school, I was 17. I had been dating this girl for about 3 months. It was a record for me at the time. I was pretty excited about it. We were sitting at my house one day, and she looked over and she said, Ty, you know what your problem is? Now, that's never a great way to start a conversation, but I kind of bit my tongue. I said, no, what's my problem? And she said, you're never genuinely happy for anyone else. And I kind of felt back, I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, this was out of left field. I was like, what do you mean? And we started talking about this, and then she gave me an example I really couldn't refute. She said, okay, let me just give you this example. You play basketball. She goes, let's just say we met somebody today, and you asked them, what do you do? And they said, I play basketball. Your automatic response would be, oh, I play basketball too. I'm the starting point guard on the basketball team. I'm leading the team in assists. We're doing great this year. And you would make it all about you. And she hit me square between the eyes. She was right. You know, we didn't last for very long after that as a couple, but I will be forever grateful for the lesson that she taught me, because she taught me to shift my thinking, to not make it all about me, but to focus on making it about others. And when you can do that yourself, when you can develop that mindset, it puts you in the right frame of mind for the next 4 applications.
Now you might look at that and you say, well, Ty, that sounds kind of counterintuitive. Because when I think of being influential, I think of being a powerful and persuasive leader. But what I would tell you is that your influence has virtually nothing to do with you as the leader, and everything to do with the people that you lead. As leaders, we exist because of them, and we need to learn to place them first.
My message will inspire your audience, but more importantly, it will change your audience. They will leave a more influential leader than when they walked in.